Okay, for this recipe, it is really easy. You're just going to need a pound of hamburger meat. You are going to need a can of corn, a can of tomatoes, a can of green beans, and then you're going to basically just use however much of the other ingredients as you'd like, such as the celery. Put as much of that as you'd like in there. Put as many potatoes as you'd like, as much onion, carrots, and cabbage. But you're going to need cabbage, carrots, potatoes, onions, celery, green beans, potatoes, corn, and hamburger meat. Okay, so you're going to chop up all of your vegetables, and you want to chop them up until they're about the same size. As you can see here, the carrots and the celery and the onion are all about the same size, and so are the potatoes. You want them the same size so they cook evenly at the same time. If you were to leave these in real big pieces, this would get done and probably be really mushy by the time that your potatoes would get done. Now, your cabbage is going to be one of the last things that you put in, so you don't have to cut that up right away. We're going to put that in the last 20 to 30 minutes of the goulash cooking, so you don't have to chop that up, but when we do chop it up, we're going to try to cut it into pieces that match this. You can either do little squares, or you can even do strips to kind of match it. I just kind of cut it whichever way I feel at the time, but we're going to go ahead and brown our hamburger meat. Okay, so you're going to brown your hamburger meat just with some basic seasonings, some salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and that's pretty much it. So just brown it up as you would if you were making spaghetti, tacos, hamburger helper, soup, anything like that. So when it's nice and brown up, we are going to drain all of the excess grease off of it, and then we're going to start building our goulash. Okay, now that your hamburger meat is done and you've drained off the excess grease, obviously my pot is really hot so you can kind of hear it sizzling. You're going to open your cans of vegetables and you're just going to dump the whole thing in. Leave the juice and all. That's going to help build the base of your soup and add some really great flavor. So I'm just dumping the green beans, corn, and tomatoes in. We're going to go ahead and dump the celery, carrots, and onion right in here. And then we're going to dump our potatoes. I have rinsed those off and of course drained them off. Now at this point you're going to need more liquid, also depending on how much of the vegetables you have put. I did add like 5 potatoes. I think I added about 6 to 8 carrots, 2 stalks of celery, and a whole onion. So that's what I put in mine. So what I'm going to do now is put a little bit of water in this, and if you need to, you can always add a can of tomato sauce, because you really want the base of the goulash to be really soupy and tomatoey, because you're going to need something for all of this, obviously, to simmer in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a can of tomato sauce, open that up, pour that over in here, and put about a cup of water. And we're going to let this boil for a little while, and then we're going to turn it down to simmer. And then the last few minutes on it, that's when we're going to throw in our cabbage. Okay, so as you can see, it is boiling away, and we are ready to dump our cabbage. So I just cut the cabbage up into little square chunks. Don't worry if it looks like it is a lot of cabbage. It's going to shrink down just like spinach does. So don't panic, but we're going to go ahead and dump it into the hot tub. And then we're going to stir it around, let it soak up all of that juice. And you can season this to your liking. You can put anything really that you want in here, salt, pepper. If you like it spicy or you want it spicy, you can do that. I just kind of go for basic seasonings. But you can really do whatever you like though with this. It's really easy. And of course I put it in this really big pot, and it only makes half a pot. But I want to make sure that I had lots of room, so keep that in mind when you do choose a pot to put this in. And of course, we're going to have this tomorrow night for dinner. But you can freeze this as well and have this as a pre-made meal. I know some ladies from my church, they cook on Sundays and they like to have freezer meals. So this would be a great meal for that. We're going to go ahead and let this finish boiling until everything is done, until your potatoes are really nice and mush, and your carrots as well. Not mush, but soft. Keep them, you know, in chunks, but until they're really nice and soft. And the cabbage is almost a clear colored. So just let it boil away and you'll know when it's done. Alright, and here is the end result. I will make sure I take a nice picture to insert in the video because I know the lighting really stinks. Here it is without sour cream, but I like to top mine with sour cream and sometimes cheese. But that is it.